welcome to the Jeff Landis Show. Your host, me, hitty hot stuff, Jeff Landis. And today we're going to talk about wrestling. We're going to talk about the World Wrestling Federation. We're going to talk about New World Order and World Championship Wrestling. But right now, I got some news and rumors for you. Yes, I do, ladies and gentlemen. And first off, we're going to start off with Mr. Perfect. Mr. Perfect will start at WCW on February the 10th. Well, I don't know if it's true or not after what, lately I haven't seen Mr. Perfect with the World Wrestling Federation lately, is because, he's got a contract with WCW. I don't know for how long, but I've heard, he's got a contract for 1 month or a few days. All I know is I think Mr. Perfect is going to be part of New World Order, or either he's going to help New World. I'm not quite sure, but I will find out. And also, Macho Man, I cannot believe this stuff. I thought this was true. Because at the Survivor Series, Macho Man Randy Savage was supposed to be, let me see if I can remember quite right. Supposed to be, let's see if I can remember. Okay. When it was Farouk, Razor, Diesel, and Vader went against Savio, Yokozuna, and Flash Funk, I thought it was supposed to be Macho Man. I wanted it to be Macho Man so bad. It turned out to be Superfly Jimmy Snuka. He is one of the good wrestlers. He is inducted in a Hall of Fame. And, oh, man, right now, I want to read off what happened at Survivor Series. This happened in a city that never sleeps. This happened in Madison Square Garden. Everything was so unbelievable. I want to bet on that. Okay, the first match that I cannot believe was Bret the Hitman Hart versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. Stone Cold. Let's just say this. In the last few months, about 2 or 3 months ago, if I could quite remember right, this happened, 2 or 3 months ago at Flying Brian's house. Okay. Stone Cold threatened to kick, sorry for my language, threatened to kick Flying Brian's ass at his house. Then Stone Cold was like this. Stone Cold, he beat up a production assistant, and he was like, what'd you say? I'm Stone Cold Steve Austin. I can do whatever the beef I want to. And Vince McMahon was like, well, next week we'll be at Flying Brian's house. And what's his name? Stone Cold was like this. Stone Cold was like, well, you can bet on it. I'll be there, and he's going to get one hell of an ass whooping. That's what his exact words. I'm not trying to cuss. That was his exact words. And he went there. He beat up some of Flying Brian Pillman's friends, if I remember right. Yeah, he did that. And also, and also, he was getting there all mad. He was sitting there calling Brian Pillman out. He said he was going to kick his ass and all this other stuff. And he broke in his house, went into his window. Sorry if I'm stuttering, but my show back. I'm all excited. I was off of a 6-month vacation. I'm just so excited. And right now, I just can't hide it because it's my comeback show. And everything is happening in the World Wrestling Federation. And Flying Brian, he had, I think it was an M80. He threatened to shoot Stone Cold Steve Austin. He had no bullets. But if he would have had bullets, I bet you Stone Cold wouldn't be right here. And Stone Cold and Bret Hart, when they had a match, well, guess who won? Bret the Hitman Hart won. Bret Hart is good for this move. And I know some of you wrestling fanatics agree with me. He's always got that scientific moves. He's always putting the people, like, let's say, I think it was, for instance, WrestleMania 11, yeah. He went against Opie Bob Backlund. He reversed his chicken wing into him. But then this happened at Survivor Series. Stone Cold and them, they was going at each other. Stone Cold threw Bret Hart through an announcer's table, stuff like that. They went at each other. Well, let's just say this. My favorite wrestler, Bret the Hitman Hart, reversed the $1 Million Dream, on Stone Cold. Stone Cold lost, and ever since then, he's been upset because this happened about 2 or 3 weeks ago when Owen Hart and Bret Hart was going at each other. Bret Hart almost had Owen Hart in the sharpshooter, and all of a sudden, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Austin 316, came down and hit Bret Hart with the chair. Then all of a sudden, the British Bulldog came down and saved Bret Hart. And right there, I was so shocked. I was like, what the hell's going on? And now I'm hearing British Bulldog, this was in London, England. British Bulldog says, well, I wasn't here to help Bret Hart. I just got a feud with Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's what he said. And Bret Hart returned a favor because he put him in a okay, not Bret Hart, but Psycho Sid, the crazy type of wrestler he is, he tried to put the British Bulldog in a power bomb, but then Bret Hart saved him. Then all of a sudden, Bret Hart went in there he didn't go after Psycho Sid. He tried to congratulate him, and Stone Cold came and attacked him from behind, and he grabbed him like this, and he chokeslammed him into the ground. And Psycho Sid, I got to say, I'm glad you won that match, but the way you won it, hitting a 62-year-old man with the camera, what the hell was you thinking? God, I wouldn't just do that for a title. What was you thinking? I promise to God, why would you want to hit a 62-year-old man? Well, when you hit Shawn Michaels, I don't care. You can hit Shawn Michaels all you want. I tell you who the best wrestler is so far in the World Wrestling Federation, and that is Bret Hart. And, oh man, I cannot believe what happened last Monday. Well, from you guys who've seen it when the show's aired 2 weeks ago, when Mankind, oh my God, and Undertaker, they went at it tooth and nail. You know that mandible claw that, what's his name has? Mankind, right? Mankind has his mandible claw. Okay, I'm act like I got this chair. He sit there, he went, bam, with some steel steps. I was like, I was like, oh my God, I cannot believe this is really happening. He was sitting there throwing him against barricades, and Mankind had him in a mandible claw. Undertaker was like going down like this. I thought he was going to lose. I was like, come on. I was like, come on. Go, Undertaker. And I was like, come on, he can't lose because let's say, he lost to The Undertaker, Boiler Room Brawl, and King of the Ring. The reason why I lost at the King of the Ring is because Paul Bearer, that fat, oversized, free willy looking manager, he hit The Undertaker with that urn. That was all planned. SummerSlam, he turned on him. You could tell that was all planned. And you know this, man. I'm so full of energy right now. Oh, yeah. That Survivor Series in the Steel Cage match. It was Undertaker and Mankind. Well, Undertaker won. Thank God. I knew he was going to win. And Mankind, he got tombstoned, as usual. But you want to know what? Paul Bearer almost got beat up by The Undertaker. If it wasn't for the Executioner. You guys want to know who the Executioner is? Do you really want to know? Do you really want to know? Well, you guys are going to find out. The Executioner is Terry Gordon. Remember Steve Williams? You remember, what's his name? Yeah, Dr. Death Steve Williams. You remember WCW World Championship Wrestling? They tagged up. That's who he is. And there's something I got to say about ECW. Why does ECW got to start in with the World Wrestling Federation? It's like the NWO and WCW. I got to say this. WCW sucks. That's my true opinion. But I don't get this about Sting. He's twisted. He don't know. Let me see. I think he's with NWO. I kind of do and kind of don't. It's because, let's see. This was at World War III when Sting helped the Double J, Jeff Jarrett. I was about to say Jesse James. Jeff Jarrett. Sting comes down, grabs him by his hair, and pow! Backwards DDT. Then the Giant won. Then Rick Steiner called him out. I think it was last week. Called him out. He was like this. He gave him the bat. He was like, he went like this. He turned his back, and he wanted him to hit him with the bat. Well, it didn't happen because I think Scott Steiner was like this. Scott Steiner was like, don't hit him. I don't get, man, this WCW controversy and Eric Ripoff. Well, his name's Eric Bischoff. I'm glad that Rowdy Piper did that to him. So I don't get this. I don't get this. Hulk Hogan's new attitude. I kind of like it and I kind of don't. What he did to Rowdy Piper, he called him a gimp. He jumped him at World War III with his injured ribs. That's just a dang disadvantage on him, if you guys know that. And also this, too. NWO's always got to be with him, if you notice that. Because World War III, he just called for Hulk Hogan to come out. Well, guess who comes out? Hall, Nash, Six. Oh, not Marcus Bagwell, because the next night he was part of NWO. But all of them, Ted DiBiase, Vincent Lombardi, a.k.a. Virgil from the World Wrestling Federation, came out, and, you know, he was like, he told Hogan to sign. Hogan signed that contract, right? And Hogan was like, you know what, Piper? I usually don't pick on cripples. Well, he was like, and I cannot believe this, but Piper went up like this. Piper smack. Piper slapped him, and I was like, Hulk Hogan got messed up. Then all of a sudden, the Giant, I think it was Scott Hall, had to hold Rowdy Piper. Hulk Hogan had to hit him a few times. Now, if this was going to happen at Starrcade, when Hulk Hogan and Piper go at it, and if NWO goes to it, I gotta say something. Piper, you're a good athlete. Hogan, you're a good athlete, but you need to dump NWO. Stands for New World Order. Larry Sabisco, he calls it New World Order. I think it's kind of funny. But WCW, I gotta say this. You're the worst wrestling organization I've ever seen. I'm telling you. You guys gotta get some great athletes. I gotta say, Rey Mysterio Jr., he's a great athlete. Who else can I think of? Sting. Well, we don't know about Sting because he's been kind of twisted. You know, you guys need to have some, like, good WWF wrestlers like Macho Man. Macho Man is a good wrestler. But then ever since Hulk Hogan beat him at Halloween Havoc, you see, he won. Hulk Hogan won. Because I think NWO had to help him. But then, you know, Hogan was celebrating. He was all kicked back. He was like doing his Hulk Hogan normally thing. But then you also see Rowdy Piper comes and spoils the surprise. How do you think Hulk Hogan felt? Huh? The Giant. How do you think NWO felt? What do you think WCW was thinking? Piper said he's not part of NWO or WCW. Well, if he's not part of any of those wrestling organizations, alrighty then, why is he in wrestling organizations then? He was supposed to be the World Wrestling Federation interim. Wait, that's Gorilla Monsoon. I hate him. He's supposed to be the president of the World Wrestling Federation. Well, I do not think so, because he's with WCW. I better lay off on WCW, because several things I gotta say. And their pay-per-views, they're okay. Nitro, your ratings are going to start going down, because Raw is the best one ever on Monday night television programming. Trust me. It's that you guys are 2 hours. See, I just noticed this. Okay, let's see. Raw starts at 7:57, if I'm correct. Then Monday Nitro used to start at 8:05. But now it starts at 7:55. They ain't going to beat WWF. Because WCW, let me tell you something. You have no great athletes like, who else can I think of? Jose Lothario. Wait, my fault, he's a manager. My fault. Oh, you ain't got such great managers as Jose Lothario, Sable, Sonny. I don't know what to say about Marlena. But let me tell you guys something, man. I'm such in a good mood right now. I could just say anything, but, you know. But I just say they got great athletes such as the Phenom of the World Wrestling Federation, The Undertaker. They've got Bret the Hitman Hart, another great athlete. They've got Owen Hart. He ain't a great athlete. He needs to go to WCW. Let me see. Goldust. Well, I don't know what to say about Goldust. Goldust, well, lately he hasn't been acting like a fag. I like his wrestling tactics because he hasn't been acting like no fruitcake like how he used to. I think ever since he lost that Intercontinental title to Ahmed Johnson, he's had a new attitude adjustment. And I would like to see, well, from what this rumor says, that Goldust will be going back as Dustin Rhodes. If he goes back as Dustin Rhodes, I would agree with that. Because Dustin Rhodes, he didn't take no crap from nobody. He didn't act like no fruitcake, if I'm correct. He knew how to fight. He didn't care who you was. He'd take it to the limit. Man, I'm so excited. Macho Man is... I heard that Macho Man is supposed to go to the World Wrestling Federation. If he does, I'm going to be so happy to see the Macho Man come back. Well, let's just say this. He might be in your house or at the 1996 Royal Rumble, which that would help be happening in the hometown of the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, in San Antonio, Texas, January 19th on pay-per-view. All right, I'd like to say this. I'd like to say what's up to my co-host Mike, and and also, you know who's gonna win the Royal Rumble? Anybody know? Anybody know? Guess who? Bret Hart is going to win. Then Shawn Michaels is going to kick Psycho Sid's butt at the Royal Rumble for the title. And there's going to be a WrestleMania rematch. And that's going to happen at the Rosemont Horizon. And do you want to know who I want to win this match? Bret. Bret was a Fighting Age champion. I hate when Kevin Kelly and Jim Cornette and Vince McMahon, the greedy, selfish promoter who wouldn't let me try to get some interviews with some wrestlers when I was there, October the 21st. You know who I'm talking about. Look into these eyes. Can you trust me? I don't think so. Now, I got a feeling that The Undertaker is going to catch all three titles at the same time. If he does, props go up to The Undertaker. I want to see The Undertaker and Bret Hart go at each other one-on-one again, but in a steel cage match. Anything goes. Whew, man. You know Razor Ramon, the fake Razor Ramon Chico? I heard that he's probably going to leave the World Wrestling Federation. I seen him in person. Okay, it was me, my friend Georgie P, my friend Mike, my co-host Mike. Well, we went to the World Wrestling Federation, I think it was October 21st. We seen Alex the Pug Porto, at least I did. We seen Stone Cold Steve Austin in his nice car. We seen the fake Razor, fake Diesel. Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart, and Jim Ross. He waved at me because you know when you go by we walked around the Coliseum, a security guard was following us. I think that the security guard that Crush beat up is the one who was following us around. Thank you, Crush. Thank you a lot. Thanks a lot. I hate them security people. They're so greedy. They think they know it all. Man, I'm getting into this too much. Okay, Marty Jannetty might dump Leif Cassidy and reunite with the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. If they do, well, I gotta admit, they was one of my favorite tag teams back in the 80s. And, you know, if they get back together again, I would be so shocked. They need to win the tag team titles. They've already won the tag team titles once here in Fort Wayne, Indiana, against the Hart Foundation. And then, let's just say this. I'm so happy that Hunter Hearst Helmsley beat Wildman Mark Merrow here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. You know, it was here on USA. I thought, okay, Mr. Perfect was sitting there, just going like, getting ready and stuff for his match. Hunter Hearst Helmsley comes with a box crate and hits him in the back of his knee. With the crate. But then he gets Wildman, Mark Merrow, to come out and substitute for him. And I was like, God, I wanted Wildman to win, because he's defending his title. Then all of a sudden I started to know that when Hunter Helmsley pushed the referee and made Wildman land on the top bearings of the ring, I seen that, I was like, they got to have something planned, because I was calling these hotlines and stuff saying that Mr. Perfect is going to be Hunter Hearst Helmsley's manager. Well, I thought, I got to admit, that fooled me, because he took Hunter's women and stuff like that away, and I was like, huh? I was like, then all of a sudden they was going to fight. I was like, okay, but then the next day on Raw, which I'm talking about right now, I seen that stuff, and I was like, amazed. Okay, Mr. Perfect, he had the chair. Wait, actually, Hunter had the chair. Sable got the chair. Then, what's his name? Mr. Perfect got the chair. He was going after Hunter Helmsley. He called him the son of a beep. I'm not going to say. Then he got the chair, and Hunter was like this. Hunter was like pointing that way. So he goes like this. He gets the chair. Put him in a pedigree like this. 1, 2, 3. New Intercontinental Champ, Fort Wayne, Indiana. One of my friends, when Hunter was walking down the aisle, somebody went like that to his face. I'm kind of glad that happened. But let me tell you something about this new tag team. Phil Thong and Doug Furnace. They're a good tag team. I like their one move that they did on Sunday Morning Superstars. That was one. I think he had him in a move like this, and he went like that on his back. That was an excellent move. You know, I gotta admit, they're going to be the future tag team champions. But I don't get this about Owen Hart and the British Bulldog. Right now, they're kind of fighting because Owen Hart's kind of jealous because he helped Bret Hart out because Stone Cold was about to do a Pillmanized thing towards him. Because he had a chair, one of them steel chairs. He was getting ready to go up on top rope and jump on it and, you know, break his ankle that way. But British Bulldog came out here, took that away. He's like, what the hell are you doing? That's your own brother. That's your own flesh and blood. And stuff like that. And he was sitting there talking to Owen. Stone Cold got a chair and smacked the British Bulldog with it. But then the British Bulldog and Stone Cold are going to be having a fight in the future. And my predictions on that match, Stone Cold will win. Now, unless Bret the Hitman Hart does not come down and interfere. That's my prediction. And this prediction match that I want to see right now, if I was a World Wrestling Federation president right now, I would have Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, Bret Hart, Psycho Sid, in a triangle match for the world title. And you know who I want to win that? Actually, it would be kind of tough because Bret Hart's one of my favorite wrestlers, and Undertaker's one of my favorite wrestlers. Now, if it goes down to them two, Bret Hart's a great technician wrestler. If you notice, he's always doing the types of moves that, you know. Then the Undertaker, you know, he deserves a title shot so far after he won against Mankind numbers of times. He went after Mankind numbers of times. But I cannot believe it, though. They need to quit having a battle. We already know who's been winning so far. The Undertaker came back with a new look, new attitude. Frankly, he wants to get his hands on Paul Bearer so far. But this Executioner, this weirdo, should I say, he don't deserve to be in the WWF. I seen him wrestle on Monday Night Raw. His tactics look like he needs to be in WCW again. He needs to go back to the World Championship Wrestling with Eric Ripoff and all them other fake wrestlers. Now, I want to talk about the Diamond Cutter. That's a good move. That's a good move. You can put it on almost anybody, any type of way. Oh, yes. Any type of way you can do it. Trust me. Any type of way. And I don't know, from what I've been hearing, from what Skein Gene's been saying, he's part of NWO. How could he be part of NWO? Okay, so what, Mean Gene? You ain't nothing but an instigator. He could be friends with somebody from NWO. That doesn't mean he's going to be part of NWO, if you want to know. I just want to tell you that. And another thing, I don't get this. Why do some of these wrestlers let NWO take advantage of WCW? Now, if NWO and the World Wrestling Federation went at each other, WWF would put one hell of a fight. But WCW is just letting them get away with it. Come on, you guys got to know how to fight. You can't just let no organization try to take you over. Oh, no. You got to try. You got to try. You can't just let somebody beat you. Harlem Heat, they're supposed to be going to WWF. Why? Because they'll get more respect. Eric Bischoff, or should I say Eric Ripoff, he is nothing but a greedy. Wait, not a greedy. He's another wannabe Vince McMahon, trying to see if he can have his own organization and see if he can make it better than the World Wrestling Federation. You got to try one hell of a lot of things just to do this, man. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And Hunter Hearst Helmsley, let's just say this. Wild Man Mark Morrow's got you marked. So if I was you, I wouldn't be pulling your snobby-ish tactics that you got. Because Wild Man, he wants to get his hands on you so bad that you could taste it. And trust me, you could taste it. And let me tell you this, man. 3 minutes are going by so quick. I'm getting into this show. Okay. My prediction is that Starrcade is that Hulk Hogan's going to win because of NWO, and Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, the Outsiders, versus Faces of Fear are going to win. Excuse me. Because, WCW ain't going to, the wrestlers had 30 days to their contract, but now, all of a sudden, Mark Bagwell turned on Scotty Riggs. And NWO, I got to give you some credit. A lot of credit. You guys are undefeated. You guys got the Giant, and they got this U.S. tournament. And I don't get this right here. Okay, let's say this happened last Monday when it was on Monday Nitro when I think it was Double J, Jeff Jarrett. Oh, should I say Jeff Jarrett now? He's not known as Double J. Went after Diamond Dallas Page for the U.S. tournament. Now, okay, you know how he said he wasn't part of NWO? Well, okay, Double J was sitting there up on the top ropes like, yeah, like that, showboating. Well, Scott Hall comes down. Kevin Nash distracts the referee. Scott Hall comes down, goes through the thing, picks up, gets Double J from the top rope, razors edges him, Diamond Dallas Page. 1, 2, 3. See, if he wants to be part of NWO, right? Well, they say he's part of NWO, right? Well, I don't get this right here. If they want him to be part of NWO, why do they want him to be the U.S. title, which the Giant is a U.S. title? I mean, it has a U.S. title. Why are they vacating that title from him? He does not deserve to get that title vacated from him. So, man, I got to wrap this show up. I'm getting so into this, man. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in and watching the show. And I'd like to say hi to everybody. And I'd like to give a shout out to Antoine Bergowitz, Simon Collar, everybody I know, some girl I like, goes to my school. You know who you are, no names, but you know who you are. And I'd like to thank all the people who's helped me out with the show. David Bryant, he's the main man of the show right now. And I'd like to thank all you viewers. I'd like to thank the World Wrestling Federation for once for letting me use Brett, the Hitman Hart's new theme music, my new theme music, and his theme music. And I hope everybody has a very Merry Christmas. Peace and love. God bless. Can you turn it up in here too?
Whoa, dude. All righty then. Okay, here we go. I think you look it up. George,
man, I was at...
George, did you walk it? The machine don't move it. It's on. Yeah. You walk on the bottom, right? All right, I'm going to walk the bottom. All right. Just look at Just quick.
Your turn. Let's go to Foot Locker. Let's check out the shoes.
Quit it, Jeff. Sanders.
Sanders outfit. 21! And Deion Sanders. We'll be right back, because we're...
Okay, look.
Where you record?
Hello, hey, I'm Jeff Landis. At Glimmer Fall, having a good time, just chilling and showing you what I normally do on days, you know. So what you're about to see is a view discretion. So you're going to watch Jeff Landis have fun, chill. What? Oh, you want to start something? Hello, hi, I'm Jeff Landis with Tom Tracy. How are you doing today?
Real good. Yourself?
I'd rather not say right now because... Alright, now, what's the name of your store?
Store here is called Turn 1.
How long have you been doing your show? I mean, not show, but store.
Well, our first store was open about 7 years ago in Pearson, Indiana. Then we went into the malls for a couple of years around Christmas time. And we opened up a store right down in Indianapolis, right across from the racetrack. And we've got 5 stores now. This store is open year-round starting last February.
Okay, have you ever met any famous racers?
Oh, yeah. I've been around the races since the early 70s. So I've met most of the guys from time to time.
All right, now, before we started recording, you told me that you race. What kind? IndyCar or Nash?
Well, I'm a big NASCAR fan. Now, here in the store, back in the back, we have what's called a slot car track, and you race scaled cars. And we've got quite a few people come in and race on a weekly basis.
All right, now, where's your store located for some of the people who don't know where it's at?
Okay, this store is in Glenbrook Mall here in Fort Wayne. We also have mall stores in Elkhart, Indiana at the Concord Mall and at the Northwood Mall in Marion. And then we have 2 freestanding stores at Indianapolis, right across from the racetrack, and also in Pearson, Indiana.
All right, do you also own a store, too?
Yes, and I have a partner named Phil Heinzman. And Phil basically is a die-cast expert. He's been in this business for years, and then I do most of the apparel buying and the trinket buying. So it works out real well.
All right, now, if there's anything that you can change about the store, what would that be?
We could change more sales, more money, right? No, I think we're real happy with for a year. We've built up a real large inventory. I suppose if we could be a little bigger, have a little more space for the slot car people to come in, and some more space for jackets and apparel, it'd be a little more beneficial to us. But we're happy with our location, and everything's going real well.
All right, now, how many years has this store been around again? I forgot.
This store's been here since February of last year, and we had been located upstairs before in the small kiosk for Christmas, but we're going on our first year's birthday here in a couple months.
And I also understand this, too, that you have a racing track and stuff, and how much does that cost if you want to race on a track, and what days, and, what days does that happen? All
right, when we're open, you can come in and rent the track at any time. We lease the track out by the 15 minutes. If you have your own car, it costs $2 for 15 minutes or $7 an hour. If you don't have a car, we'll supply a car and a controller for you, and then it's $3 for 15 minutes or $8 an hour. And you can come in with your friends. Then we have organized races 2 or 3 nights a week where they come in and they race every lane and race each other, and it's a lot of fun. It's a neat hobby for people, and it's not that expensive. You can get into the whole thing for under $100.
And now, if there's anything you can say to people about your store and to the race fans, what would that be about the store?
Well, I think NASCAR and racing in general is really on the upswing. I think in the last few years we've seen baseball sort of go down because of the strike, and a lot of it's the attitudes of the players. The racers, they still sign autographs, they still work with the fans. So I think racing's really going to be on the upscale here for probably the next 10, 20 years, and so we're going to try to stay right on that level, and when new stuff comes out, we want to have it available for everybody, and hope everybody shops Turn 1.
All right, before we go, who would you like to say hi to?
Who would I like to say hi to? All my TV fans.
All right, right now we're going to take you to a racing. We're gonna show you we're gonna show you guys me racing one of my good friends. Then I'm gonna show you racing. We're gonna show you we're gonna show you guys me racing one of my good friends. Then I'm gonna show you and my cameraman racing. So stay tuned for some. Are you gonna win this racing? So stay tuned for some. Are you gonna win this race between Mike?
Oh yeah, he ain't nothing. He can't move super fast, you know.
I know. What do you got to say about it?
What I gotta say about it, I think that red car gonna jump the track, you know. Cause look sorry, fly.
All right, Mike. Now, what do you got to say? You think you're gonna win this?
Greeks are gonna lose. Americans are gonna win.
Yeah, right. All right, you ready, Mike?
All right.
Camera up 2 rounds, ready? 1, 2, 3. Hey, man! Oh, hold up. Watch out. You go. Was I the orange one? Yeah, you're gonna lose. Mine will be the orange. Woo!
I've got the look that drives the girls wild. I've got the move that really move them. I said, chill, up and down there's fine. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I make them hot. I make them their knees get weak. Whenever I'm around, they see me walk, they hear me talk. I make them feel like they're on cloud nine. Just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. Ain't your heart out, girl?
buds.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, go!
What's up? And whatever you do, please don't make fun of me because this is my first time, or my fault, should I say, second time. So get prepared to sit back, laugh your, I'm not going to say it. Man, let's do it again.
No, just go.
So here's some Jeff Landis.
This is the family video, man.
This ain't the whole video.
This ain't.
So right now we're going to see Jeff Landis play guitar. So just kick back, and if you want to, laugh. You know, I know. So this is my second time, so have fun.
We gonna laugh. Anybody want to listen to the rap music?
Hold up, let's get that flag.
Hey, hold up.
Hey, man, I gotta listen to this stuff.
Let's
On
start
Go
this
ahead.
thing over, man.
You playing country, leave me alone.
Okay, here I am playing again because I'm getting in a rough day. Howdy, partner. Hold up, you guys are gonna freak out with me hearing that.
What is that, Jeff?
Mess with the wire.
I wanna.
You got it. No, you don't.
I just wanted to play heavy.
Don't break the screen.
You can't break the string, you go
Say you guys' names.
David Packett, rhythm, vocals.
Mike's up.
Oh, you doing your name? Yeah.
We gotta do it again.
Denver.
Okay, man, I'm Mike, and I play the lead guitar and drums.
We gotta start over because you just started.
No, we're keeping it going. We're keeping it on.
We're gonna keep this. This is
Yeah.
All right, now who's the leader of the group?
There's no leader in the group.
You guys play.
Polka.
The samba.
No.
The samba. No, man, we play metal,
Speed
heavy
metal.
metal, speed metal,
Thrash
thrash
metal.
metal.
Maybe some death metals, maybe.
All right, if you guys had a chance to go on tour with any superstar in the heavy metal music biz, who would that be?
Metallica.
Why Metallica?
Why
David?
Metallica? Because I followed their careers all 13 years. That's what I grew up on.
All right, what about you, Mike? Who did you say?
Megadeth, man. They rip.
All right.
They really, really rip.
Now,
Yeah, that's why Metallica threw out the lead singer in Megadeth.
Yeah, man, he got drunk.
Yeah, they
Got loud when they
fucking
said
threw him
fuck
out.
you.
But he came out pretty cool.
Yeah, he's got his own band. Bang.
all right, now, if there's anything that you could change about the music business, what would that be?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Oh yeah, I would. Changing the music business? You got that kind of power? Hell yeah. Those kind of bands that suck that you see on MTV that you say, yeah, they give anybody record deals now, kind of type bands. Get rid of them.
Presidents of the United States.
Of the United States.
What the f***? Mr. Clean playing a two-string guitar now, man.
Two-string.
What the fuck?
God damn. They probably didn't learn to count higher than this. Anyway.
All right, now, what kind of guitars do you guys got?
Takamine. It's the original's only 125. Well, it's not. It's a one piece. Cool.
Hey, Jeff.
How long have you had it?
How long have I had it?
5 months.
5 months.
All right, now, what do you guys say, Mike? You was about to say something.
What do I gotta say? Oh, this is a Series 10, man, and it says professional. Okay.
How long
He's
have you?
only the best, man.
How long have you had it?
Stratosphere.
I've had this for 5 months, man. He's had that for half a year, 6 months.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, we've been here that long, man.
Cool.
All right, now, if you guys,
That's a trip.
what would you guys do if a big time, high class, paid heavy metal singer came and asked you to go on tour? What would you say and how would you react?
Who? Who are you talking about?
Any heavy metalist.
First of all, if it was, yeah, I'd go, man, but first I'd ask him if all expenses were paid.
Oh, yeah.
Or I wouldn't go.
Let's see, what kind of groups? See, Metallica, Pantera,
Yeah. Of course,
White
Megadeth,
Zombie.
man, you can't forget Megadeth.
White Zombie.
White Zombie.
They're bad as hell.
Danzig,
Grip.
man. Danzig, they rock.
Danzig. Grip.
Yeah, Skid Row. I like their latest album, man.
No way.
Their latest album, man.
No way. I wouldn't. Maybe Slayer. Maybe Slayer. Maybe.
Slayer, it all sounds the same, man.
Slayer, Slaughter.
It all sounds the same. Yeah, I said that.
Oh yeah, Ozzy's cool. Floyd.
Ozzy, yeah. Ozzy rock.
All right, now, what do you guys think about Ozzy now from before? Do you think he's better in the past, or do you think he was better with his album Osmosis?
I can speak for this now.
Yeah.
Ozzy used to rock, man, but he's so pumped up on drugs and pills, he can't even talk right.
He's a fuck up.
He sings like a bad motherfucker. He don't talk right, man.
All right, now, what do you guys think about like groups like the Natter Surfers, Prison in the United States?
The butthole surfers, man.
Yeah, the Butthole Surfers. Just
They
name it.
self-describe themselves.
Yeah.
That's
They do,
self-described.
man.
They
do.
They're butthole surfers.
See, these people, they act like freaks, man, just play a few chords, man.
And they get record deals, man. So hey,
fucked up.
check out Unbound. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, now, if you guys had a chance to play at any gig, at any place, what would that be? And how would you guys first react? Would you guys, what place, like any bar or Coliseum?
They said
Oh, yeah.
bigger than that.
Oh, yeah.
Like Woodstock.
Like, yeah.
or no, Lollapalooza.
Yeah, man.
Second stage.
Second stage.
Metallica took over Lollapalooza. Blues.
Second stage. And they did their whole concert with no lights.
That's bad.
And they had black on and black background. That was bad as hell.
Alright, now what do you guys think about Metallica's new one, Load?
That's bad as hell, and there's going to be another one followed because they made 28 songs for Load and they only released 14 tracks.
Yeah, that's half of them, man. There's got to be another one pretty soon.
Another 14.
If this last one scores big, you know they're going to want to try the next one.
Oh, yeah.
It's only logical, man.
Yeah, they tuned a half step down
Lower in standard, yeah.
in this album, and all the other albums they tuned standard.
Would you guys ever do a gig for free, like for any charities if they asked you?
Yeah.
Of course, man. We love to play, man. I mean, just because the money wasn't here, don't mean we're going to stop paying. We ain't getting paid for it now, man. We're rocking.
Yeah, we ain't even got a band all together. We went on a bass guitarist and drummer.
Yeah.
We're still looking for one.
Well, if you guys want to sit there and look in the camera and somebody tell me, like, well, right now we're looking for a drummer, you know, never know.
I get the message. We need a drummer. We need
Alright. What kind of a drummer would you want? Somebody who knows the stuff.
Somebody's got to be at least as good as Mike or better.
Bass, pot, and microdot.
Alright.
Required.
Required.
Alright, what's your guys' group's name?
Unbound.
And where'd you find it?
Just thought of it. We just thought of it. It was the first thing that popped in our heads, and then we compared them and threw stuff away, put some aside.
Now who writes
That sounds cool.
Yeah, Unbound.
Now who writes the songs of this group?
Both of us.
Yeah,
We both write.
We both write.
Okay, what's your
I
guys'
write songs, he writes songs, we throw them together, we trade.
what's your guys' favorite song so far?
That we come up with?
Yeah.
We've only come up with one, whole one with lyrics.
What's the name of it?
Go.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah.
Now, if you guys had a
We'll
chance.
soon be a single man.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah.
Alright,
We're
now.
working on another one, man, after this little segment here. You can check it out.
Alright, now, is there anything that you guys want to say anything to about a high class producer who could be watching this?
Nah, nothing. We're just fucking around because we got the rest of our band. So, you know, famous record producer.
It could happen.
Well, if it does, hey, check it out. But
Come down here.
Yeah, man.
Alright, now what do you guys think
We'll
about?
be trying, though. We'll be trying. Remember that. We'll be there.
Alright, now who do you guys look up to as a role model?
oh my.
What about you, man?
Let's see. I know Cthulhu.
Alright, Mike, I probably know who yours is. Ozzy.
No. See, there's a lot of rock bands that I think is cool, man, but I don't follow none of them. None of them are. Hello.
Yeah.
Alright, now, do you guys enjoy my show?
Yeah, you've got some pretty good shows, man.
Dude, I've
But
camera, audio, and direction on one of his shows. And it was only 8 minutes long.
hey, Jeff, your shows are...
They're hip, man. They're cool. Cut it out, man. You're tripping.
Alright, before we go, who do you guys like to say hi to?
Everybody that sees this, hello, man.
Yeah, check us out, man. We're cool. Oh, look at that.
Oh, damn it.
He's working like this. Look at that.
world is of no concern. Everybody's at the candles in a room burn with a feverish passion and contain. Oh, yeah, and we turn up night to day. All our blessings we come and play with me, baby. Tonight's your night. 50 candles burn bright, girl. Come and roll with me, baby. Come make love to me. Hold on tight, girl. It's gonna be a bumpy ride.
Here I come. Whoa, dude, this is cool. Where'd you go, Jeff?
This with Brian Morgan, and right now I'm going to ask him a few questions. All right, how long have you been boxing in the ring?
Well, I've been boxing about 17 years now.
17 years, okay. Who's your most toughest opponent that you've ever fought in boxing?
Old man Ernie Shavers, history boxer. He fought Muhammad Ali in 1973, and he was the hardest because I was the scariest. But I gave him a fight, and I knocked him down twice right there in his hometown, and it was over. But it was a good fight.
All right, now I also understand this. You play for the Rhinos now, and how long have you been playing for the Rhinos?
Well, I've been playing for him since the season started, but, you know, now I'm on a hurt list, and I feel like crying right now that I can't play, but I will be back. That's all I can say. I made it to 3 games, and I love the team. I love the fellows with the team. And Coach Lindsay is a good idol for me. He's like a father to me, and he looks like my father, so he don't know that, but he does.
All right, this question that I got for you is this. Have you met any famous boxers?
Yes, I met Muhammad Ali, Ernie Shavers, Evander Holyfield, Mike Tyson, and I met a couple of famous managers, you know, Lou Duva and Angelo Dundee, and Detroit, I forgot his name. Holyfield's man used to be manager from Detroit, and I met him. And Bruce Selton, Buster Mathis Jr., and Carlos Delone, and Brian Scott, and a bunch of other little ones that I met. I met a whole bunch of them, just couldn't name them all. Yeah.
Now, what did you think about boxing when you first started boxing?
I thought it was rough, and you had to be a man to get into it, and I know it was going to take some punishment, and I took a lot of punishment, but I just kept coming back, and now I gave out. And I took a lot of punishment, but I just kept coming back, and now I gave out the punishment. I
know you had to be nervous at first because facing your first opponent, I know you felt a little shaky, and you just didn't know if he was going to win because of all in front of about thousands of people, and you was probably all nervous, like, you know, you wanted to win the fight, but you was like, I don't know if you felt a little shaky.
Yeah, you always get that. Every fight, I get the shaky knees. Your knees just be like this. You try to stand one knee up, you're going to shake. You're going to get like that. But once you get the first punch in, it's just like magic. The crowd, you forget the crowd, and everybody be yelling at you, and you don't even hear it when you're up there in the ring. So
it's like you forget about the crowd's there or something. It's like, let's say I was boxing somebody, and, you know, I didn't even know the crowd was there, but there was a crowd there, and I didn't even know. Right. Is that how it is?
Right. You just forget about everything else. Just you and that man in that ring. That's it.
Oh, so you don't worry about the crowd taunting you or nothing like that?
No, don't worry about none of it.
All right, now, you told me you could have a fight with Mike Tyson. Is that true?
Right. I'm supposed to have a sparring session. He called my coach up and told me where he's at and this and that. I went there to his camp to see exactly where everything was at and see how the rings were and stuff like that, and I liked it, and I just never went back yet. But as soon as I'm ready and able, I will be going.
All right, what championship division are you in boxing?
I'm in the cruising heavyweight class, which is 195 to 200, and I'm in the heavyweight class 200 and over.
Have you ever been on pay-per-view or HBO like that?
I've been on HBO recently. I've been on Showtime before. And there's a channel, like Chicago station, Channel 9.
Oh, Channel 9. I've seen you box a few times. And I say, man, that 16-second one that you told me about, I cannot believe that. Now, who was that you fought for 16 seconds?
Oh, the 16-second one was my first fight in Indiana once I got back from New York. I fought at Bishop Lewis High School in 1980. And I had a 16-round knockout in front of my classmates in my school.
Are you from Fort Wayne, Indiana, by the way?
Yes, I was born here, but I just moved to New York for a little while, came back, moved back there, back and forth.
You were traveling?
Right. But most of the time was in New York, but mostly my high school schooling was in New York, and most of my elementary school was here in Fort Wayne, but high school in New York.
Did you enjoy, did you enjoy traveling? Yeah.
Oh, yes. I love it. I love traveling all the time. I've been all over the world for free.
What's the best thing about traveling?
Getting to meet new people, getting to see how different other countries is, how well they treat you and stuff like that. It's just amazing. It's beautiful.
All right, now I understand you told me that you watched my show. What do you think about my show?
I think your show is really good. It's a start for younger kids, and they have something to look for and to try. And, I said, hey, this guy is trying, he knows it ain't the best, but he's trying his best. And I look at that as a good hand for other kids and other children to get together and join. Like, you get your friends and stuff like that who really want to participate to help join. And it's really good.
Like my manager right now, he's doing camera right now. And, I got him interested in Channel 10 and that other my co-host, he was supposed to be here today. We're going to have a little argument, but, you know, he's supposed to be there, but he hardly never shows up.
Right. You're going to have your letdowns and stuff like that, and, you know, but that's what it's all about. If you don't have that, then you don't have a friendship. Just like a life or a wife or whatever. If you don't have an argument, you don't have a relationship. So, you know, that's always going to happen.
You know.
My dream mostly is to fight in New York. The New York arena. That's the most arena that most of the famous boxers started at and had boxed at. Market Square Arena in New York. New York Market Square.
So have you ever boxed there?
Yeah, I fought there when I was amateur, but not in that arena, in recreation places and stuff like that in Canada. We mostly fought in Canada, down there in New York, when I was an amateur.
I wouldn't mind going to Canada to get some of that cool, not cool air, but, you know, sit there and relax knowing who I am. And, you know, my show is kind of popular and all. Okay, when is your next boxing match?
I supposed to had it about 3 or 4 weeks ago, but since my spinal injury, I have a spinal injury and on my spinal bone that's got a nerve agent that is keep messing up. So that stopped me from playing football and stopped me from boxing. So I'm out for at least probably another 4 or 6 months.
All right, now if there's anything that you can change about the boxing, what would that be?
To me, I wouldn't change nothing. I wouldn't really want to change nothing. Maybe the referee parts, because I'm thinking that the judges these days are take mostly for the hometown guys, and you got to you got to knock the guy out, the hometown guy out, in order to win. And that's just wrong right there, just because it's the hometown favorite.
I'm not trying to be offensive to boxing or nothing, but some of the boxers pay the referees to do that. You know that?
No, they don't really actually pay, but, you know, it's politics, and everybody has their favorite. You know, everybody has their favorite. You got hometown judges or people from around your hometown, they're going to go for the favorite guy, or who the guy they like, and that's wrong.
All right, now, what are your favorite hobbies that you like to do when you're, like, off boxing and off the rhinos? What would you like to do?
Well, to tell you the truth, a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people laugh at it, or they think that's really interesting. I'm a gardener. I have the green thumb. I'm a flower man. I work with flowers. I know millions and millions of flowers. I planted millions and millions of flowers. I work at Lawton Park Greenhouse for the park department for 15 years.
If my cameraman can zoom over there, right there is where he works at. Right there, and don't you also work at Tom's?
Yes, I work at Tom's supermarket, and I like, you know, dealing with people, and I like, you know, helping people get what they want and stuff at the grocery store and helping people out. Just seeing pretty faces and getting a friendly conversation and getting to know a lot of people.
Yeah, because that's what, when you go all around the world, you like meeting a lot of people because there's different types of people, different races, and, you know, stuff like that. And, you know, I wouldn't mind going all around the world. To say it takes time. Like, before, I bet you when you was about my age, you wanted to be a boxer, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
And it took a lot of time.
A lot of time. But have patience, and you just got to keep on going for it and go for your dream. And if you want it, you can get it, because nobody can stop it unless you do.
All right, do you got any advice for anybody who wants to become a boxer?
Yes, to get in it, observe it, read it, take it, and be sure that you want to start it. And if you're true enough and you know for sure you're going to go ahead and do it, just like a commitment. You got to make a commitment to yourself and go ahead and try it, like you making a commitment. Yeah. You ain't stopped trying, and you're going to keep on trying, and that's just the way to be. You just got to keep trying because you want it. You know what I mean? Whether you do bad or, you know, whatever, you just got to keep trying, not give up.
All right, did you have to go to school for boxing?
No.
Oh, you didn't?
There ain't no kind of school in boxing. It just either come naturally or you learn.
All right. See, you know, my dream is to be, you know, rich and famous and be on TV. And you notice I haven't gave that up. I took a lot of criticism, but I haven't gave that up. And, you know, me, I've been trying my hardest to get a famous person on, and I finally got you. Even though you're not my favorite group, Boys to Men, and, you know, you're a good fighter. I've seen some of your fights, and, you know, I think they're real good. Now, what do you think about the time limits? What do you think about them?
The time limits is very hard, especially as you get older and have a family and have a wife, like which I'm married and I got kids, and you got to give them a lot of time too, and just that time is just going so short and stuff like that, so it's best to start it early and get everything done, then to raise a family and stuff like that. I heard about it, and I made a commitment to myself that, hey, I was going to go ahead and try and do it, and I made the team, and I just hopefully maybe I could. I always wanted to play pro football, and I thought this was a good chance, and it's just something that I love to do. And I just went on and tried for it, and I made the team. And even though that I'm hurt, I'm still here every day, and I'm still willing to practice. But the doctor said I can't. But sooner or later, if this healing is gone and they fix me up, I'm going to be right back out there with the quickness.
It's just like you're trying to prove everybody wrong. Like I could tell from listening to you right now that you being a football player is also one of your dreams, and you want to accomplish it. Right. Because people's like telling you can't make it, but you're trying to make them feel bad, and you're trying to accomplish it.
Right. You really, another thing you got to keep in your head, you're not trying to make nobody feel bad. You're not trying to make anybody feel good about you. It's for yourself. It's for yourself. In order for me to do this and to go in for boxing and to play football, I want to do it, and it's going to make me feel good first. You got to consider yourself first. You don't care what everybody else think about you or what everybody thinks you're going to make it or do good. It's just you. And it makes me happy. It makes me happy with myself and to love myself that I can go out there and do it. And that's the way you got to. Yep. Don't worry about nobody else. And I know you're doing it because you're doing it now. You don't have to worry about nobody thinking good or bad about you. Just go ahead and do it.
Go ahead, keep up the dream.
Do it yourself.
Yeah, I'm happy with the show because, I've been doing this for about three or so years. And I took, everybody's putting like my show sucks and blah, 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 stuff like that. But look, some people don't have their own show. Like for the people who probably, didn't think you could do it and they see you on TV now, I bet you they'll end up apologizing to you because that does happen sometimes.
Yeah, you can't worry about apologize or no apologize either. Just take them as they go. Always thanks and, never hate your enemies and, things like that. You might have enemies, but you can't. Just because you have enemies don't mean for you to be an enemy and stuff like that. And that's the way I take it. A lot of guys call me name. I've been spit on before at a boxing match and stuff like that, but I just ignore it and keep my cool, and drive on.
All right, now what do you think about jealousy?
You see that a lot, and sometimes yourself that you might see it. It just makes you want to do things more harder. But a lot of people are jealous, and you just gotta, like I said, disregard it and keep on driving.
Like me, a lot of people are jealous of me because I got my own show and stuff. And people at my high school that I go to, which I'm starting to not to like, it's called Southside. People say they don't like me at all because I do this and stuff like that. And on Raiders of Access, have you ever seen that show on Channel 10? And you want to say something?
Yeah, there's a lot of people that's not going to like you. Believe that. There's a lot of people that don't like you, and it's always going to be that. Always. There's a lot of people that ain't going to like the show. There's always going to be somebody, no matter what you do. You can be John Pope or, like you say, Jesus Christ. There's still a lot of people that don't love him, don't like him, and this and that, or don't believe in him. So no matter what you do, what you say, a lot of people don't like you, and you can't hold that under your chin.
Yeah, that's true. I don't like the criticism that much, but, it hurts a lot.
Yeah, it does hurt a lot, but you can
Hi, this is DJ filling in for Jeff Landis. Today we got another guest. His name is Andy Bangs. Say hi for everybody out there.
How are you doing?
Okay, one of my main questions is, how long are you actually planning on working with the River City Rhinos?
Well, I'm going to kind of stay around with them for a while now. I've started last May. I just graduated from Indiana University, and my degree is kind of in sport marketing and management. So, this is kind of the stuff I want to do for a career. So I'm going to be here for a while, definitely till the end of the season, maybe through the off season too. And then after that, maybe I'll move on to a major league team or a different team. But right now, the Rhinos are a pretty good option for me.
Okay, if there's anything you could change about the Fort Wayne Rhinos, what would it be?
Well, the only thing is the fans really aren't to blame, because the fans that come out to the games are great. But it'd be great to have a little bit better of attendance, and that just kind of comes through winning and people finding out about you. So right now it's just going to be a matter of time. But it'd be great to have 6,000 people in the stands every night. But that's not a real expectation. But we're pretty happy with our attendance so far this year, and it's a quality organization, and everything about it's quality. We got quality players, quality coaches. I'd like to think we have a quality front office, which is where I work, and our fans have been great, the ones who come out to the games.
Okay, so basically what we're trying to do is try to get some more publicity for you guys' team, to where it'll be better. Hopefully you guys will have more people in the stands, so forth, so on. Okay, so what's one thing you hope to accomplish this year?
Well, considering we're a first-year franchise, it would just be wonderful to get to the playoffs. That looks great. Next year the fans can't come back and say, oh, I don't want to go to a Rhinos game, they're a bunch of losers. No, that would be wrong if they were in the playoffs, even if they lose in the first round of the playoffs. Our players are confident that they can go further in the playoffs. That's yet to be seen. Their losses, right now their record's 3-3, and their 3 losses have been to 3 of the best teams in minor league football. So, they've got to overcome those teams to get to where they want to be, which is the Super Bowl champions.
Good. Can you tell us all where you guys play at most of the time?
All of our home games are at Zollner Stadium, which is Concordia High School's stadium. It's across the street from Concordia High School on North Anthony, just about a quarter mile south of the IPFW campus. The stadium holds about 5,500 people. We could pack in a few more than that, standing room only. The first game we played this year against the Racine Raiders out of Wisconsin, we had between 3,500 and 4,000 people, and that has been our biggest crowd to date. That's been the biggest crowd we've played in front of all year. We've had 2 games on the road. One was about 1,000 people. Another one wasn't even that large. So, Zollner Stadium's a great place to play. It's got some history behind it, and it's just a nice. Concordia does a nice job keeping it looking good, and it's just a great place for us to be, especially being a minor league team in a city the size of Fort Wayne. It's a great place for us to be.
Okay, so basically, is there anything that you would like to change about how many people you'd like to have coming into the stadiums, so forth about that, the way the locker rooms are, the way football fields are, or anything like that?
Well, the field itself at Zollner is, like I said before, it's really nice. Concordia does a very good job of keeping their field up. The grass is plush, it's green. The locker rooms are getting pretty old, but I know Concordia over the next 2 years is going to be changing that and building new ones. So, hey, what's bad now is what's going to be nice about it, 3 years down the road. As far as the fans go, like I said before, the fans are great. The ones who come out, they're rowdy, they stomp their feet, they yell, they scream, they clap. We just need more of them.
So that would be good. Okay, is there anything you would like to say before we get ready to go?
Hey, just go out and support your Rhinos. We're out here working hard, and we're just another minor league sporting option that we have in the city. We've had hockey for a long time. We've had basketball for 5 or 6 years. We've had the Wizards in baseball for 3 or 4 seasons now, and now it's football's time. And Fort Wayne's a great football city. There's always a high school team going to the state finals. And, hey, these Rhinos are kind of an extension of that, because most of these players came from the same Fort Wayne schools that go to these state finals. So, little Johnny from down the block 10 years ago, he's all grown up now, and he's playing for the Rhinos.
Oh, okay. What school did most of your players come from here?
A lot of these guys come from all around the city. Guys north side, south side, Wayne, Harding, Bishop Lures has sent out a couple of players. Our starting quarterback's from Garrett, which is about 20 minutes north of Fort Wayne. We pull in people from just outside the city, but most of these kids are from the city. Like I said, just about any city school has sent us a player or 2.
So are you from Fort Wayne, or where are you from?
Yeah, I've lived in Fort Wayne my whole life, except for the 4 years I spent at Bloomington to go to college. And I went to Concordia High School, so I'm really familiar with Zollner Stadium, where we play our games. So, I'm also familiar with the city. I know where things are, and it's an all right city. It's supporting some pretty good things nowadays with their sports, and it's just getting better and better every year, I think.
Is there anybody you would like to say bye to?
Not really.
Not your mom or anybody?
Oh, yeah, I guess my mom. That's about it. It's my mom.
Okay, I'd like to say bye to Jeff, Danielle Bowers, Amanda High, and everybody else I know. Okay, thanks. Tune in to the next Jeff Landis show. Bye.
I'm right on your side. I'm right on your side. I know what it is. All right, everybody here. Go. I'm not you guys.
Taking my yes.
While you moan and groan, I hear your voice call my name. Holding your body like a plastic molding. Your soul I'll be controlling as the candles burn. We toss and we turn from night to day.
Big Bubba still smarting from that, and Jeff Jarrett continues his win.